It's I got some shit to say to podcast, man. We're back like we don't stop, because trust us, we never do. All we do is work, and y'all know me.
Fuck you, Squints.
That's right, R.I.P.
Whizzle fizzle.
Forever and always. Welcome back. Fun fact, out the gate, let's get one off. The second time that I've sat here and did a solo episode. I told y'all 2026 I was going to try to do this a little bit more. I think I'm at a point in my life where I can achieve these type things, and obviously I think I proved that on Solo Dolo, whatever episode number that was, but it took me 300 and something episodes to sit here and do a solo episode for whatever reason. I felt bad about it, so I need to start doing these a little bit on my own and start taking responsibility and stop accusing people of leaving me hanging if I have to do one by myself. Not that that's a thing, but I do kind of rely on people to show up. I talked about this. I just do better when I'm kind of like bouncing off somebody. But when I do the solo episodes, it's kind of it's just a whole different format. I'm sitting in a different chair. I don't know. It's just one-on-one. Nobody's here. It's fucking weird, man. You know, it's a one-man army anyway. So as far as like the podcast goes and production and editing, so I can't really make myself look stupider. So stupider. Is that a word? Anyway, I'm still struggling to find a new Monster. This is a brand new one. Check out this can. This can is crazy. Monster, cut the check. It's called Voodoo Great, but the can is crazy. They discontinued my fucking Orange Dreamsicle Monster, the reserve version, not that new shit that they have out that's just trash, but the reserve version. It's been discontinued, so I've been struggling to find a new drink that I can commit to. I had one this morning that was a C4 energy drink. Shout C4, I guess, whatever. Even though all of them taste like trash, never mind. They taste like chalk to me. But this one was cereal. Like, it was called Cereal Killer. I wish I still had the can. I just finished it. Absolute trash. Only reason I finished it is because it was fucking $3.50. Dude, I got a new phone. I don't know if I spoke about this on the past episode or so. I haven't had it long, so I don't think I've spoke about it. But I've been an iPhone user just like most of us for a long time. I mean, there are some Android users out there, but I was on an iPhone 13 Pro Max, and I got it probably within the first month or so when the 13 dropped. So it was new then, but you guys know they've dropped a new one every fucking year since. So it's that kind of puts in perspective how old mine was. And it did get to the point where it just seemed like it was becoming a piece of shit. I had to reboot it all the time to make the internet work faster, like even if that helps. I don't even know if that helps, but you know, like sometimes your internet just seems like it's off, so you just reboot your phone and it seems to work. But it seemed like I was doing that a lot. And but now I got this 17 Pro Max, and dude, this fucking phone, it's a UFO. Like, it literally can do a lot of shit that my other one can't. And then after, you know, I'm a fucking geek, and I look into like everything techie that I like want to know more about. I start Googling and going down YouTube rabbit holes about, like, you know, some of his capabilities and things that differ from the previous versions. And this motherfucker's a bad bitch. But yeah, shout out to the new phone. But I've been enjoying that. And what's dope is, you know, like when you get a new phone out the box with iPhone, it just takes 4 or 5 hours, but it transfers everything. So like it looks identical, like as far as apps and like placements and like everything, all of that transferred over. I remember like back in the day, like cricket days, you all know what I'm talking about, when you would like fear getting a new phone that you would lose your data. Like, and when I say data, we're not talking about internet passwords and shit. None of that existed at the time. We're talking about your phone numbers. That was it. And probably a few text messages, pictures, that type shit. But transferring data was like a fucking thing. And you used to have to like keep your old phones because certain things were on it that you couldn't like transfer over. Like, I got to keep that. You know what's on that phone? I used to have a gang of that type shit. And of course, none of these phones exist anymore, but I wonder why I held on to them. I know why I had one phone for a long time, but this is years ago. And I wish I still had that phone. Damn. But anyway, it was crazy to me that how like dope that process. It takes a long time, but look what we're asking the machines to do, like transfer all that shit just over some imaginary contact line and between two fucking devices. It's just crazy that technology's got to that point. But I love how this phone has like a lot of AI stuff for Apple that they're like implementing into the phones, and this is like the first of it. So I told y'all on a few past episodes I've been messing around with AI. a little bit more, trying to learn a little bit more prompts about directions and stuff. And I'm still on this perplexity tip. I don't know if I've spoke about this on this podcast. But ChatGPT is obviously the go-to when it comes to AI assistants and making these pictures that you guys are using on Facebook and all that shit. I made mine. Here it is. Jumping on the trend wagon there. But, those are just prompts that you type into AI assistant generators, and they give us these type things. But I listen to Rogan a lot, and I thought it was strange that Rogan has he has sponsors, you know what I mean? From like random episodes where like, this episode's brought to you by, he jumps in and he gives you a little ad read. But he also is currently sponsored by Perplexity, which is like another ChatGPT type AI assistant thing. Perplexity uses every one of those, like ChatGPT and other AI platforms combined to give you like its own version of AI. And like the personality when you talk to this motherfucker is like your buddy. Like I know ChatGPT can talk to you too, and it has you can change its voice and it has a tone and shit. But Perplexity seems like it responds to you differently. Me and Chad spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. That's why I'm remembering this now. But I'm still digging Perplexity a little bit better. But when it comes to the AI generated images, like what you guys are using on Facebook, ChatGPT seems to be the way to go. But I'm still using both. I've been using them a lot more, admittedly, too. And even just Google searches and shit, I'm trying to get in a habit of going to AI rather than going to Google and just Google searching like we've done it so much. But, Google's implemented AI, so it's like everywhere now. So, yeah, with all that being said, I did make some podcast notes for this week, which is just weird. But when I do these solo episodes, they're all like, obviously, some things I want to touch on other than just the generic stuff. Generic stuff being like show and prove. Shout out Chatty Bobby, new release, Goat Run, available right fucking now. Tap the fuck in. That's the first edition of Chad's new mixtape series, new series of releases that Chad's going to have throughout 2026. The Gray-Headed Goat series that was so successful in 2025. Chatty's running an album a month every month this year as well. And the series of tapes that'll be within those 12 tapes, 12 plus, who knows, knowing Chatty, titled Goat Run. And the Goat Run Lap 1 is available right fucking now. Y'all tap the fuck in. Y'all know that's the fucking move. Also, o.n.e, shout out o.n.e. He was here last week. Soundcheck available right fucking now. That is a thing. I was listening to that this morning as I pulled up. I've kind of had that fucking EP on repeat, man. Those 6-7 songs that are possessed on Soundcheck, bro, are just all bangers from o.n.e. And even me and Chad both said just last week or a couple weeks ago, whenever Chad was here last, we've said it a million times. One is like one of our personal favorite artists. Not only is he a member of Show and Prove, but he's just a dope-ass rapper. And that EP is just like a perfect example as to why I talk like that, and we talk like that. But shout out o.n.e. Been shooting a lot of content lately, too. Behind the lens and in front of it a little bit, I guess. Shout out Off the Wall podcast. We did that. That's the podcast I do with King Ego, Joy Band, Peasy Rubiton over at Egos. That's his live podcast we do on Sunday nights. Regularly we do on Sunday nights, but this past week we did a Friday night because we announced the tour. Boom, the after party tour. Let me get that flyer right here. Pow. See that? Look at that. Purdy. Yeah, boy. We on the road. Tour has been announced. We kick off tour here in Nashville, Tennessee. That's crazy to even say. Hometown show. We kicking off tour April 4th. Fun fact, let me give you another one. That is King Ego's birthday weekend. Facts. So we're doing it big for that. We're going to kick off tour for Ego's birthday, and you see your dates right there. But so you're aware, this flyer is growing, and they're committed. If you're in a position where you're a promoter and you're watching this podcast, it's probably unlikely. But if you are watching and you're a promoter and you don't see the date you've booked, it's just because this is not the updated flyer. There are a few more dates that have been added to this flyer. It's just this is the version that I currently have. I do have those dates, and they're in my text messages, etc. But actually, I just got one. Let me see if there's a new flyer in there, because if there is, I'll make sure I use the newest flyer. Nope, that's not what that is. So, but yeah, shout out everybody involved in tour. That's King Ego, Joe Tyler, Joy Band, Kid Ziggy in select cities. Shout out Bailey Edwards putting the tour together and everything else. But I'm a DJ ASAP on the road with Joe Tyler this round. I'll still be doing my thing with Ego and Joy Band, but just fucking stoked, bro. I can't wait to get back on the road. Big things coming, obviously, from that. But yeah, I was with Ego and them last night shooting some content for some new music that Ego has on the way. So, yeah, stay tuned. But yeah, tour kicks off April 4th here in Nashville, Tennessee at the Cowan, whatever, however y'all want to say that. It's the spot underneath Top Golf. Real nice spot. I love that place. But tickets are on sale right fucking now. I'll make sure that the tour link for the next few episodes, we won't go on tour till the beginning of April, and right now it's the first week of February. February 5th is today? No, 6th. February 6th. So make sure that the ticket link is available right now. In each city that's listed on the flyer right there, tickets are available for each one of those cities in my ticket link right now, and it's in my bio on my Instagram and all the guys as well. So, yeah, tap the fuck in. Get your tickets. Can't wait to see you guys on tour. What else? What else? That's like a pet peeve of mine too when I do podcasts. I hate saying what else. I hate saying and I hate saying You know, I just hate the hesitation. I like to just keep it moving and make it seem more natural. But hey, what we're doing, we're on some notes today. I'm totally with it. But yeah, shout out Ego and all them guys, man. Excited for tour. Family Ties 2 available now from Ego and Joy Band. The fucking album is insane. It dropped first week of January, but it's doing crazy numbers and been doing crazy numbers, and still one of my favorite listens right now. Honestly, like if I'm just being transparent, the fucking album's amazing. New music. What am I talking about? I just made a note that says new music. Am I just talking? Oh, maybe I'm talking about like new releases that are available now. I don't know. I want to start trying to do that a little bit more. I used to do this early on in the podcast to where I would like try to mention new releases and stuff and things. I think Chad's done it with me in the past where we've mentioned new music that's available now and that we're excited to tap into, upcoming releases that maybe, you know, and this is mainstream artists we're talking about. We're not talking about your local celebrities, even though, you know, if it's a big release or whatnot, we definitely can speak about that too. But I do want to start getting back to a little bit of this review stuff as far as giving our take of what we thought personally of like projects that are available to all of us as consumers. We're all big fans of music, obviously, and I like talking shit and giving my opinion on all of that shit, whether it's mainstream or local. I've also like explored the thought of having like a submission process again for I got some shit to say, to where we could have some of our local talent maybe submit some records to me, and in real time me give you guys some reviews, etc., or some personal feedback about how I felt about the record. Now, the thing about that is if we're doing that, I won't be able to play the record for you guys on some of these platforms. That sucks. See, I got some shit to say. It is a Spotify podcast. We are housed by Spotify, which is a great thing because when you're a Spotify podcast, you are able to use any music in the Spotify catalog and not get flagged. But the way that works kind of sucks. Because just recently on episode like 332, whatever it was when Leroy was here. Now you guys know when Leroy's here, we have the infamous Mr. Big intro that we play when Leroy's here. It's just part of his intro. We've been doing this forever. But he ain't been on in a few months. And with that being said, there's been new rights and stuff, music withhold right stuff going around about the pods and how much like categorized music you can use without getting flagged for copyright. You know, that's a thing. I get it. Us being a Spotify podcast, I wasn't worried about it because I know that we can use all that audio the way that we do, and we're a Spotify podcast, so they have rights to it for us to distribute just like that. Pause. They don't, because if you guys are a Apple podcast listener, you guys know. Shout out to the guy that hit me up on IG and told me, I'm sorry I can't remember your name. I guess I could find it and shout you out. But you know what I'm talking about. Shout out to the guy that caught the podcast not being up on Apple Music a couple weeks ago when Leroy's episode dropped. I was unaware of it because all I do, and I'm just being transparent, after we record these episodes and I edit them and we get them ready for submitted, we submit them to Spotify. We house it there. We upload all the artwork and all the details for each episode. Spotify releases it that Friday morning for you guys to watch, but it also distributes it to every other podcast outlet that there is, or at least the ones that we tell it to, which is all of them. If there are music that has like the that can be copywritten within these episodes, they are not able to distribute it the same way. I woke up that Friday morning, watched the premiere with you guys on YouTube. YouTube's not going to flag it. I check in on Spotify, make sure that the video uploaded properly, blah, blah, blah. Spotify is not going to flag it. But Apple, Google Podcasts, everywhere else that you can listen to this podcast said, Or actually, Spotify didn't even distribute it. Like, and there was an email about this that told me, hey, we're not distributing it the same way because you got some music playing in there. Don't worry, it's still available, but only available here on home at your home station on Spotify, because we can do that for you. We can let you play that music. Nobody else we can't give it to anybody else for them to play it though. Lesson fucking learned. So if you're on Apple Podcasts, and the Leroy episode did come out about a week late, literally. Like the following Friday, I had 2 episodes released on that platform. But that's why. It was because of the music having to get cleared. But if you're listening to it now, or if you missed that episode and you go back and listen to Leroy's episode on Apple and everywhere else, that portion of the podcast, like that 12 seconds of the intro of Mr. Biggs, is cut out. That's why. If you're listening on Spotify or watching on YouTube, it's still there. You know what I mean? It's just stupid though, man. But if we get into like that music, I said all that to say, if we get all back into some music submissions and me giving you guys some reviews or my personal opinions on records, I'd be more than happy to do that. But when I do it, I can only provide you guys with links available to that music. With that being said, it's got to be music that's available now, right? Because I can't tell you guys, hey, go check out this song, and it be an exclusive record that some artist sent me just for you guys to hear. But I can't play it because it's not going to get distributed right. You follow what I'm saying here? So, with all that being said, I do want to get back into submission things, but we have to give me a few more weeks to like wrap my head around how I want to do it to where it doesn't get flagged and you guys can get an honest review in real time and also be able to go check out what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I mean? If I ever get back to lives, which that's going to happen, we can talk about this again to where we do live submissions and you get, you know, like you guys see online, people doing live reviews. That's something people told me to get into that space forever. And I don't know why I haven't. I'm not a sissy or nothing. I just don't have time. But if I'm trying to be a lot more creative and put out more content, what better way to do it than give people what people have been telling me to do for a long time? So music submissions will be a better thing to do here on the podcast here soon. But I do want to get into that real soon. And also with the Shout Streets 993, you guys know here in Nashville, once I moved and we left the home studio, we ended up here at Streets 993. Now, it's a great location for us because before, we were recording in Rutherford County, as most of you guys know, on the other side of town. And while we were able to have dope-ass guests over, we were in a really inconvenient spot. And we're lucky that we had all the dope guests pull up way the fuck out where we were. Being at Streets, you know, and our partnership with Streets has been great. And it's also been a place way closer to the city. And, you know, yeah, it's just been great. But Streets 993 is growing tremendously. Shout out Coop and shout out Dub and everybody else involved with Streets. But the Streets 993 app has been a thing for a long time. It's a perfect way that you can tap into Streets 993 here in Nashville and listen in real time. It's a live app that plays the station's content 24/7. They're getting into this podcast space where they want to display some of these shows on the platform. Now, I've talked to Coop and everybody else involved about this to where if I do this, which I really want to do this, I want to be a part of this every way, shape, form, or fashion. But in reality, I think that's going to be a perfect opportunity for me to start a new show. And maybe that show just be housed on the Streets 993 app. Just something to mess with. And you know, it's just kind of where my head's been. I don't know. I just keep promising you guys more content. Not that you guys are beating the shit out of me for it, but I think I owe it to myself personally because I'm just in that headspace where I want to keep creating. And I keep hinting about a new show, et cetera. So I think when we get to that point and I take that leap and bound, I think I'm going to talk to Coop a little bit more and Dub about housing that segment specifically on Streets 993. But who knows? I'm sure it'll be available elsewhere, sure. But I say that to say, go download that fucking app. Tap in with the homie. They're doing big things, man. They're getting bigger and better, and I like what they're doing. But shout out Jellyroll. Jesus Christ, dude. Let's give it up for the big guy one time. Not that I have to. The whole world's been watching, but yeah, man. 3-time Grammy Award-winning Jellyroll. Jesus. Now, had I would have thought that thought 15, 20 years ago, it would have been almost a funny thought. Even knowing, like, personally, knowing that guy as long as I have, etc., like, we all knew that Jelly was going to be a big star. That Grammy talk, though, is like, what? And then fast forward now, like, obviously it's a little bit more easier of a pill to swallow with Jelly's success and the amount of hit records and all these things. But, man, congratulations to Jellyroll. There's no telling how he feels about all this personally, but just to see that, you know, the CMAs were one thing, and, you know, the big concerts and stadium tours and all the things we've seen that guy achieve are real special things, obviously, and they just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But, man, Bubba, that Grammy shit is a different topic, and proud of him. I'm really happy for him, and, yeah, just continued success to the big guy. I personally haven't spoken to him in a long time. I don't know if I've mentioned that on the podcast, but, you know, along with his success, there's come distance, and that sucks. It's unfortunate, but he's a busy guy, man. I totally understand it. But I would feel I'd feel kind of bad if just having that thought cross my mind as I sit in front of this camera that just recently a guy that I've known for a long time has achieved the success for me to sit here and say he's a 3-time Grammy Award winner. I would feel bad about it. So shout out Jellyroll. Shout out to all his continued success, but congratulations on your 3 Grammys, man. That's fucking just, that is incredible, man. So just keep going, dog. Keep your foot on their neck and everything you got going and you're standing for, and the, you know, as loud as you're speaking about the topics you're speaking on, man, I think it's great. I think it's cool to see, and it's wild, bro. It's fucking wild. But yeah, shout out to the big guy, man. These next few notes are fucking insane. I don't even know how long I've been going. Where am I at? I'm almost 20-something minutes, but that's cool. It's going to be kind of a short episode. I got tons of shit to do here. That's why I'm here at the office. I'm still dealing with the fucking weather, bro. You guys know Snowmageddon, Iceageddon came across the whole country, shut down half of the shit down here in the south, but the power has been a fucking issue. You remember last week when I had one here on the episode, I had told you guys that after the snow came, we, at my professional job, working right here in Davidson County, Middle Tennessee, Nashville, like the place I work with my professional career, I'm right here in the middle of the city. Ice was so bad, I did not go to work Monday or Tuesday due to the roads being intensely, like, we were closed. It wasn't that I couldn't make it to work, none of that shit. We were closed for everybody's safety, all that shit. We are closed. Wednesday, as we gear up to go back to work, this is last week, like today's Friday, the following week. Last Wednesday, when we planned to go back to work for the first time, we get to the office at 7 a.m. that morning, and half of our staff starts realizing that we have no power. We did not get power back that week until late Friday afternoon. I mean, this has just been a total fucking shit show. No, I take that back. We didn't get power back till Monday morning or something this past week. When we started getting power back, obviously, we raced back to the office. We do tons of fucking work to play catch up, and come to find out, our servers that, like, hold tons of our content at work or our data, et cetera, had crashed due to the power surges, et cetera. Total shit show, to say the least. Wednesday afternoon, again, it's Friday morning, guys. I'm recording this. Wait. All this is relevant. Same week, though, Tuesday afternoon. We're at work. Power is restored. We're working on our servers. We have IT specialists in town. I'm just being real transparent with my personal job, but it's okay. As these guys are trying to restore our servers and get us back in, like, full business mode, what about the lights in the shop just go like this? Don't go out. But they go from, like, this illuminated fucking light that we're used to at full capacity, and we're working, we're hustling and busting, to like 30%. half the machines around me start cutting off and flickering. My computer crashes. Like, what the fuck's going on? NES, our local electric providers here in Middle Tennessee, have sent out a bulletin to the area saying that, you may experience power surges. Due to the power surges, we advise you to turn off all your 2-phase and 3-phase outlets, flip your breakers. Like, what? Like, we just get back operable to where we're like in business mode and starting to make a little money, like, tying up loose ends, about to fix the servers. Like, everything is fucking gearing up to go. To where now we're dead in the water again. Now, granted, there is electricity in the building, so that's a great thing opposed to the week we were out due to the electricity. But what we do for a living, we need maximum capacity of power. We don't have that right now, and it has crippled us as a professional business. And that fucking sucks. Keeps me out of work. Luckily, I'm in a position right now where I'm okay, but it's been time to go back to work for me personally, and when it started to happen, I was back at work for a couple days, getting back going, dealing with issues from being out for a few days. Ooh, it's like, Jesus Christ, man. Just can't get back at it, dude. But just to be completely transparent, I'm here at the office today cleaning up tons of content, just gearing up I'm dropping this episode this week, just because I wanted to talk about a few things, mention those type things, but also just to give my take on just like how impactful this fucking snow and ice has been this year. Like, I know the ice storms of 94, they're like this story that goes around here. It was a horrible experience. I was young, but I remember that. I remember the ice storms of 94. And fast forward to the ice storms of 2025, like, I'm experiencing that as a grown adult and like as, in a working professional world and all this kind of other shit, and seeing how it like cripples the world around you to where like sometimes Mother Nature's a bitch. Straight up. Like, that shit's crazy. You can't even fucking deal with it properly. Precautionary wise, you can take every precaution you want. You can do whatever you think is necessary to keep your ass afloat during these type times. But when, like, elements like electricity fuck with your business, man, that it just sucks, man. I hope you guys hear it in my voice when I tell you guys how shitty it is. It was cool to be off work a couple extra days. Don't get me wrong. But you got to keep in mind, when you're out of work due to the elements, that means the elements outside are shit. Going places, half the places are closed for business due to the elements. A lot of places still here in Middle Tennessee and other areas are still without power. Prayers to all those people involved. I'm sure there's going to be lawsuits and everything else involved with this fucking power outage. But there are like zip codes that come out on these NES fucking updates that literally are warning people that the timeline could literally could last up to like 5 to 7 more days from the day you guys are watching this, which is like what I say, February 6th. That's nuts. I mean, like this calendar says like hope to have it fully restored by the 11th. Could you imagine like being in your home? Your house is probably 30 degrees. It's fucking insane, man. Insane. Luckily where I live, just outside the city a little bit, like we never, the roads went to shit and we were hunkered down for a few days, but never had to experience the no power thing. Luckily that the no power thing has just been a thing at my professional job, which is unfortunate. But in that area, like where my professional job is, obviously there's residential all around that place, and there are tons of homes currently that are still without power, which is the scariest thought ever. Just, I'm over here complaining about not going to work, and there's people like not being able to heat their homes at night. That just sucks, man. But, prayers to everybody affected with that shit. There's been like deaths because of this shit, like tons of stuff. I know I've mentioned, here's a complete, on just changing the subject because I just randomly got a text from my daughter. Shout out Boo Boo Kimura. But dude, me and Boo Boo have been playing Grand Theft Auto again. Like, I got a new Series X Xbox, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. Like the new joint, you know what I mean? It's fucking dope. I ain't played in a long time. You guys know just over the past 5 years of this podcast how I've spoke about wanting to get back toward the gaming play a little bit, maybe stream some shit, do all that. And over the course of a few months, I've been able to get the Xbox and play. And, I've been playing some Madden and some Call of Duty, all that shit. But during Christmas break, I think is when I downloaded GTA. I know I've spoke about this on Off the Wall. Maybe I spoke about it here with Ego. But, man, I just miss playing GTA. And with Grand Theft Auto 6 being such a big fucking thing, and it's supposed to come out late November, I wanted to at least get back with having the new Xbox. I wanted to get GTA 5 again to start gaming, to get back in that world, that process of just carving out a little bit of time to get on the game and just have that like a thing. And, dude, I've been gaming, playing that GTA 5 here and there, dude, but me and Boo Boo jumped on that shit and been playing online, dog. Hysterical is all I can say. And it's not just because I'm playing with my 19-year-old daughter and she's got a great sense of humor and we're playing fucking video games or open world and you can do whatever the fuck you want in this video game. But, like, the moments that you experience playing with buddies or anybody you know personally playing video games, the moment of reaction, like, hilarious. I've laughed so hard playing that fucking video game. I need more people to play with, too. Pause. I need more people to, like, I'm going to put it right here. Boom. You see that? That's my fucking Xbox Live gamer tag, my personal gamer tag. If you own an Xbox, I don't care what game you're playing. If you own an Xbox Series S, X, 360, One, I don't give a fuck what you're playing. Add this gamer tag right here. Because even with GTA 5, I got the Series X and have the Series X version, but it also enables me to play the GTA is an Xbox One game originally. So, like, all the Xbox One users can still play this game, and me kind of meet them there and still play. So, add me on Xbox Live, especially if you play fucking Grand Theft Auto. Because, man, we've been having so much fucking fun with that shit. She just tagged me something on Instagram. Let's see what it is. Just a video of me and Joe Tyler obviously trying to figure out a vending machine. But what's kind of discouraging about this video is it's entitled Dumb and Dumber. And it tags me and Joe Tyler. Shout out Nash May Visuals. I'll get you back for that one, Clay. It's funny, though. That's crazy. Yeah. Shout out Boo Boo for posting that shit. But at the same time, yeah, we've been playing the fuck out of that game, man. Having so much fucking fun. GTA 6, though, as I'm so involved with this shit now and been playing the game a lot, I saw that GTA 6 is going to come out November 29th. At least that's the slated release. They've delayed this game like 3 times already in multiple years. They've spent like $10 billion to make this game. Been making it for 10 plus years. Like, it's going to be insane. You're going to be able to make money on this thing. Like, do your research if you're curious about any of this. But now with the slated release late November, they've been giving us more details, etc., showing us a few new trailers, blah, blah, blah. What about this fucking thing to download this game? Now, to download an Xbox game, there's a lot of data. And the way these consoles work now, you got to download the game and to kind of like play it. You know what I mean? Some of these motherfuckers are like hundreds of gigs of data. Well, they give you a console, it has 1 terabyte on it, or say 500 gigs, whatever the case may be. If you're downloading these games, which you have to now, you're eating up a lot of this data. Okay? It just kind of caps how much stuff you can have on your console. Makes sense. Say you got a 1 terabyte. I think mine is 2 terabytes. But imagine having a 1 terabyte system and then you be excited to get GTA 6. Most games, 150, 200, let's say 250 max gigabytes per game. So you got a couple games on your 1 terabyte system. GTA 6 comes out and they say, hey, to download GTA 6, it's going to be 700 plus gigabytes for you to play it. Bruh, you're going to have to delete everything you got on your Xbox to download this motherfucker. That's crazy, but okay, whatever. I'm downloading. I don't give a fuck how large the file is. I'm going to have this game. But hearing that, I was like, damn, game is huge. Retail, these games start out I think retail, most games are $59.99. Some games $64.99. You know, deluxe versions maybe $75, $90 sometimes for like the bigger versions with like some extra content. The base package for GTA 6 will start out at $199 for this fucking game. What? With the deluxe version costing $299. Like, god damn. Y'all are busting heads, bro. But the $299 version, you'll get early release and like different skins and mode, whatever fuck. I don't know. But that's crazy, dog. And I'm telling y'all, they will make so much money. It will sell more copies than any other game ever made times 2. This will, I'm telling y'all, come November when GTA 6 drops, you will see it everywhere. Kids that will start making money and like having jobs on this fucking game. It's going to change the gaming world. That's why I wanted a new Xbox. That's why I downloaded GTA 5, played the story mode all over again, been playing online with my daughter and friends when I can. That's why, because I know GTA 6 is going to be everything they're saying, and I want to be in front of that fucking ball. I want to make some money on that bitch. Probably won't, but it's a cool thought. Just the thought of making money or even doing something that involves money in real life through a video game is just, what are we doing? Like, doesn't make sense, but it does. But yeah, I don't know what made me get on the GTA thing. Oh yeah, Boo Boo texted me. Shout out Boo Boo. But yeah, my gamer tag, I listed it a minute ago. Go get that shit, download it, and let's play. I think I had a few more notes. What up? I'm catching up on some. Yeah, there's one that I gotta mention. I don't know what. Shout out Peasy Rubiton. Like, bro, this is my guy, and I don't know what the fuck kind of conversation we were having. It was something to do with an air fryer. I don't know how this came about. We were talking about air fryers. Maybe, I don't know, someone just gotten one, and we were talking about, like, you know what I'd be putting in the air fryer? Anyway, Peasy recommended to me in a conversation that I should try, I think it was Crustables. We were talking about Crustables and how Crustables are supposed to be amazing if you put them in the air fryer. And I'm like, huh? I got an air fryer. Sometimes I got Crustables because of girls, etc. Next time I have one, I'm going to throw that motherfucker in the air fryer. You know what else is good in the air fryer, Peasy tells me? And I'm like, what? He says, toaster strudels. Me personally, I love toaster strudels, but I hate when you make them, putting them in the toaster. You know what? My toaster is just a little normal toaster. It's got 2 slots. I hate only making 2. And I never have the motivation after the first 2, regardless how good they are. I never have the motivation to make 2 more. That's too much. But usually when you make them in the toaster, you put them in the fucking toaster. When it pops out the toaster, sometimes the middle's cold, man. It's hard to judge. I don't know. So the thought, when Peasy told me that he had been making toaster strudels in the fucking air fryer, listen to what I'm talking about on this podcast. Welcome to I Got Some Shit to Say. I'm talking about toaster strudels and air fryers. But when he told me about this shit, I had to try it. I had toaster strudels on deck. Got the air fryer on deck. I get home. I look at the box. The box tells me that they recommend you put them in the air fryer. I've been eating toaster strudels for decades, it seems like, bro. These things have been in existence since Pop-Tarts. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. And I didn't know this. Like, read the box, gives me the time, blah, blah, blah. Put them in there. This is about a month ago when I had this conversation with Peasy, and he put me on air frying fucking toaster strudels. The moment I did it for the first time, it changed my life forever. If you never experienced this, I'm recommending to you now, personally. Put your fucking toaster strudels in the air fryer. Tell me I'm lying. It'll change your life. Since that day, let's just say, this is a guesstimate, it's probably 30 to 45 days since I got this golden piece of knowledge. I bet, let's say 45 days. I bet within these 45 days, I've probably eaten 25 toaster strudels. Because now I'm not hitting them in 2s. 3. I'm eating 3 of them bitches. Hell yeah. Fat boy shit. Eating 3 of them bitches. First few of them, man, I was my proportions were off, the icing, etc. But now, Got that shit down. Got my proportions all right. Heating methods all right. Man, Toaster Strudels. Change your life. Matter of fact, we'll call the name of the episode Toaster Strudels. Why not? Shout out Peasy and put me on that shit though, bro, because I have for real been killing them, dude. I've been eating them to where it's like scary, to where like, bro, you're eating too many Toaster Strudels. I'll probably put on fucking 5 pounds of Toaster Strudels, but I don't give a fuck. What else, man? How long have we been going? Dude, we're at 45 minutes. This shit's easy, son. I do have one more thing that I wanted to put out into the open. Now, I don't watch a lot of television, especially if it's not like primetime sports. Like if it's not football, college football, World Series baseball, like playoffs, whatever the fuck, UFC. Like if it's not like that type shit, competitive type TV, I'm probably not watching it. You know what I mean? I may watch a couple little shows here and there, or a movie here and there, whatever. I'm just not that guy that really sits down in front of the TV. Now, I haven't seen the show American Idol. I haven't watched that in so long. But it seems like every year, when as of like maybe the past 4 or 5 years when they've been doing this show, it seems like every year when the auditions come out and they come to Nashville, I do like to tune into that. I like to watch the Nashville auditions, not so much for the ones that are real good, but more for like you guys, man, watching the people that show up thinking they can do something, and it's just almost humiliating to listen to some of these people think they can sing. This year's American Idol. Now, they're in Nashville. They were the past couple episodes. I think they've been here in Nashville doing their thing, blah, blah, blah. I haven't watched any of it. None. But I'm going to tell you something. I walked by a television. I walked by a television the other night and American Idol was on, and I heard something. I heard someone singing on television. Now, guys, I've tried to put this out here for a long time that like people value my opinions when it comes to music, and like I've kind of like give myself the award for having an ear for what I think is going to work. I haven't watched any American Idol auditions. I haven't seen anybody that's got their golden ticket, or like any of the judges have just sworn is going to be, top whatever or make it so far in this competition. I've heard one person sing. And I'm about to tell you the name of this year's American Idol winner. Before, and I'm doing this on the podcast, normally this is not something I would mention, but I'm doing it on record because I know how early in the game this is for American Idol. And I'm pretty sure you can bet on this type shit. Yeah, there's this new website that actually I know you can bet on it. Kelsey, whatever. I don't know, cut the check and I'll say it right. The name of this year's American Idol winner is a gentleman named Sheldon Riley. That's all I'm going to say. Because, again, I haven't watched any. I don't know how many people, I don't know where they're really at in this thing, but I wanted to say it on camera with this date. When this podcast drops, I wanted to say that some guy named Sheldon Riley is going to win this year's edition of American Idol. And that's where I'm putting my money on it. Now let's test my ear and we'll see we'll see if that ear works. Now that's a long shot too, not to hear anybody else, because I've already know there's a gentleman at my work that watches this shit religiously. And I asked him how it's been, if he saw the Sheldon Riley kid. He was like, yeah, I did see him. He was amazingly talented. And I was like, that guy's going to win. And the guy's like, well, there's been some talent. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm sure there has. But that guy's going to win. Sheldon Riley. That will be this year's American Idol winner. I just predicted the future, and you're welcome. No. I don't know why I just felt obligated to do that. I actually told, who did I tell I was going to do that? I said I was going to write it down, put it in my podcast notes. I guess it was the guy at work. I was like, you know what, dude? I'm going to talk about it on the show. I'm going to put it in the existence that I already called the winner of the show. That way, when it happens, I can play this clip and say, I fucking told you. When are y'all going to start listening to me when I tell y'all who these levels of talent that people have? I don't know why I can do it, but I can do it. I can always tell you that you can give me a 12-song album and say, this comes out in 3 months from one of your favorite artists. What's going to be the single? And I can pick you the A and B side every time. And I can tell you, I don't give a fuck who we're talking about. I don't care what genre we're talking about. I promise you. Like, it's just like from a marketing perspective, I can tell you what's going to be the A and B singles. Sometimes the C and D singles. It doesn't matter. I can tell you where the visuals are going to come from. I can tell you what, or at least my opinion, where they should come from. And usually in sequence they happen. Always. So this is how we're going to test it this year. I'm calling the American fucking Idol winner. Calling my shot. Sheldon Riley. Don't even know where he's from. I just know it's a dude. Anyway, all that being said, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Well, not getting out of here. I'm getting off here just so I can do all the other fucking work I got to do. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Same old shit. More content coming soon. The guys got so much music available now. Please tap the fuck into your normal outlets where you get all this stuff from, especially like Chatty and shit. Like, all that stuff's available below, in the comments below, the description below. Sorry. Tour tickets available now. Make sure you tap the fuck in. Can't wait to see y'all in one of them cities. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway, that Chatty got some dates coming up too for a tour that he is putting together. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the word tour, but yeah, Chatty got some stretches coming out soon where he got some dates coming. So that'd be exciting to see. With all that being said, though, man, I fucking love each and every one of y'all, however the fuck you're listening. Sorry that the Apple or wherever, if you missed an episode a couple weeks, it wasn't y'all, it was me. I submitted it wrong, like I was saying, due to we got flagged for music bullshit. But it's out the way. Lesson learned. We're back, available everywhere right fucking now. Tap the fuck in. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, share it with a friend. We're here every week, Friday, 10 a.m. Central. We've been doing this 5 fucking years, either solo, dolo, or with a group of friends of mine. But, yeah, I fucking love you guys. Y'all know the move, man. It's IGSSTS.com, chatarmstv.com. I'm Squint615. Goodbye.
Bitch, we got views.